jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Man, that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back
News, the Sauce Experience, aka Showtime Shaw, first in the building. What's good with it? Let's go. Time for the Hot Grease Chronicles WCS. Yes, sir. It's only one way, that way, the hot way. That's the only way. You know what I'm saying? Keep it hot and keep it cooking. You know what I'm saying? Anything that touch it, getting cooked. That's all where we at right now. That's all of it. That's the only way we know how. Samad Warren on deck. Peace and blessings, beloved. Salute WCS. Certified stamp. The like button and support the grind. You already know what it is, brother. On deck. Carlos Rosado is in the building. WCS salute to you, Carlos. On deck today. For those of you that don't know, it's Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? We basically sprinting through the week. Really what we do, you know what I'm saying? It's nothing we can change about it. Sometimes weeks are gonna go fast, sometimes weeks aren't. But you can guarantee it, we're gonna have something to talk about when it comes to this boxing. It just seems like a lot of people upset, angry, disgruntled, belligerent, cantankerous. You know what I'm saying? It seems like a lot of that is going on, man. It seems like the heart rate is just a little bit faster than we usually seeing it with these fighters. Wasn't they just bragging about how boxing was so in a peaceful place? Like it was solace that we was getting fights that we wanted to see. And then all of a sudden, you got Crawford up here saying, you hoes will never get a shot at the title. Oh my God. No, you didn't, Crawford. No, you didn't now. Now, once you become undisputed, you're supposed to goddamn, embrace a new religion or something. You're supposed to goddamn go to the motherland. And you're supposed to just go through some new shit. Become brand spanking new. Put on a bow tie. You know what I'm saying? Do some weird shit. When you become two-time undisputed, it's just certain ways you're supposed to act and talk. You don't supposed to be out here cussing people out, their bud. You don't supposed to be doing that shit, dog. Haynes Legacy in the building. What's good with it, Haynes? Salute to you, brother. May all is well your way in the fam. Don on deck. I see you in the building. Toby Bartlett from across the pond is in the building. Salute to you. WCS in the chat. We're global, baby. We're global. Bud still frying fish and cooking haters and hot grease. Yes, he is, man. He is. Not only is he frying fish, but he actually giving the fish a whooping before he throw him in the grease. And I say, hold up, bud. Hold up. The grease can handle all that. Chill. You're doing too much. Now, you don't have to beat them. Goddamn, give them a whooping before they get in the grease. Because when it's cooking, we want the whole fillet to come out as one piece, not in pieces, okay? When we're going to eat this fish, we want it as a whole fish. You beating them with a belt, dog. Man, come on, man. There's trauma there. They don't cook the same. And when they're done, they don't look the same. Let me do me. Damn. You don't have to take the belt off on him. Bruce Gas, Boxing Jazz, and more on deck. What's good with the OG? How you feeling, bro? Boxing God on deck. Salute. WCS 504 in the chat. Yes, indeed, man. Salute to 504 Boxing. You know what I'm saying? Salute to y'all. Al Money 231 on deck. WCS on deck in the building. Yes, sir. We here. So let's get down to what the thumbnail is, because we're gonna get this out the way. We're gonna break some shit down about what's in this thumbnail and what it actually means. So first and foremost, man, these are two lightweight contenders. Okay, you have Frank Martin and Shakur Stevenson. They recently had an incident where somehow they were supposed to be in negotiations. At least that's what they call that, negotiations. That's where several people are supposed to get together and try to come up with an agreement to make a deal, to seal the deal, so to speak. And in this case, Frank Martin, who is signed to Man Down Promotions, and of course Shakur Stevens, who's signed with the flagship of promotions, Top Rank. It was at a point where certain individuals in the lightweight division was moving on. One of those being Devin Haney, who's current reigning, defending lightweight undisputed world champion, and he was finally moving up to face Regis Prograis, supposedly. All right. During his time, we all know the backstory as to how Devin had to get the belts. I was absolutely clear when I told you all, when Kambosos beat Teofimo Lopez, I said that he was looking for who? Vasyl Lomachenko. So when he was in search of Vasyl Lomachenko, and I knew that he was just trying to sit up here and bamboozle the people, I start referring to him as Kambozo. Yes, me. I start referring to him as Kambozo because he was a clown up here, having all these other fighters believe that he was looking for them when he was only looking for one fighter, and primarily one fighter that was inching at the bit was Devin Haney. He wanted those belts. You know what I'm saying? He wanted the respect. He wanted the stage. You know what I'm saying? He wanted the opportunity, the window to finally change levels and be that lightweight champion. I'm not saying he wasn't a champion. I'm talking about lightweight champion with all the belts, have the big fight on his resume, because he was struggling at that time, you know, for respect in the lightweight division and in boxing. You know, people saying he wasn't the most entertaining fighter. He didn't have power. And plus, he ain't fought nobody. So Kambozo will go on this tour acting like, you know, I gotta see what I'm looking at. I gotta see what I'm looking at with Devin Haney. Javante, I gotta see what I'm looking at. You know, he was just going around acting, pretending. So Kambosos finally ran out of options when Lomachenko went over to the fighting combat, and Devin Haney's name was the next up. They made Devin Haney pay for being next up. Not so much pay when the numbers are right, and as a fighter, you feel like you're getting compensated. No, this was the type of pay of pain and suffering. Kambosos made Devin Haney pay through pain and suffering and lowballed the shit out of him for a fight of that magnitude, for which he should have got paid way more money. So therefore, he would go over there with the opportunity in Australia, per the contract, in Australia for 2 fights. And the pain and suffering I'm talking about is that he had no other choice but to win the first fight, or else it's over. It was no rematch clause for him, but it was a rematch clause for Kambosos. So therefore, he beats Kambosos for the title easily, death by 3 million 700,000, 642 and 11 jabs. Okay, I think that's what the ticker said. But Devin Haney beat this man up with so many jabs, right? Death by a million jabs, right? The rematch, he had to go back over there and defend the titles. He gets it done. He goes in there. He has Lomachenko. This is where I try to make sense of this situation. Check this out. Because some people up here pointing the finger at Shakur Stevenson and people pointing the finger at Frank Martin. But this is the way I see it. When Devin Haney went in there and fought Vasyl Lomachenko, I'm pretty sure he got, the money that he so-called wanted with Lomachenko. I don't really get into numbers like that, real talk. But I'm pretty sure he was paid more than Lomachenko. I'm assuming. I don't know if they got 50-50 or they was paid. Either way it goes, that fight right there was his last fight that he had over in Vegas. Okay? He fought somebody after he fought Kambosos. So let's just say he got paid more money than Lomachenko. What Kambosos did to Devin Haney, no other fighter should have to go through over and over and over again, all because Kambosos did that to y'all. And you chose to take the fight. You chose to take that goddamn toilet bowl full of doo-doo. You decided to do that shit. You knew you couldn't flush it. So you just had to deal with it. So he served you up a community toilet full of shit. And you had to take that shit with you over to Australia twice. And then for whatever happened with Lomachenko, you fought and you won the fight. Kudos. But now it gets a little shaky with Shakur Stevenson wanting to fight Devin Haney because people was like getting confused with what happened with Frank Martin. All right, Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney, all they doing was just having banter back and forth. They was trying to make some shit rock. They was trying to see if they can make a little ripples here and there. You know what I'm saying? Shakur Stevenson being offered 25%, right? All right, 25%. This man is a two-weight world champion. He has leverage. Let's not act like accolades doesn't transfer over each division. Those divisions don't go away just because he moved up the lightweight. So he has he has leverage. Whether that leverage was higher than 25%, that's the biggest question, especially coming from Devin Haney. Devin Haney has absolutely earned his spot at the lightweight division. He has. He earned his spot. He not only won the titles, he defended the titles twice. So for him to offer Shakur Stevenson 25% when Stevenson believes he should get 50, I look at it in many ways, right? I look at it like, if you're not going to, I said this before, based off what Teofimo Lopez did. I say, if you're not going to establish a starting point where you're going to up the bar as far as your value as a fighter, then who will? You know what I'm saying? Who will? So we sat up here and watched Teo negotiate hard with Lomachenko. And he got it done. He got it done. Those are two non-black fighters. He got the shit done. Two non-black fighters. Teo negotiated in the biggest fight of his career. In the biggest fight of his career. And he got it done. This was for Undisputed, y'all. It come to Devin Haney. Two black fighters. A trio of black fighters when you add Frank Martin. He get offered 25%. I don't know why it has to be 25%. It's not like Shakur Stevenson haven't did anything. Is he a dangerous opponent? Yes, he is. He's a dangerous opponent for Devin Haney. But 25% for Shakur Stevenson, he's looking at it like, hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm not taking the 25%. I want 50. He couldn't get 50, so he bounced. And a lot of people was up here saying Shakur should have did something like counter offer. instead of just bailing out, popping the chute, jumping out the hatch, popping the chute, and descending down to the ground below and just leaving it behind him. Then when it comes to Frank Martin, people are getting confused because Frank Martin and Shakur Stevenson actually had an agreement. Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson never had an agreement. When you look at Frank Martin's agreement, Frank Martin in the position of Shakur Stevenson, he has no leverage at all. He has no leverage. So let's just look at the numbers that's up here. 1 million, 6 million. They saying it's 16%. I didn't write this. I grabbed this off Facebook. So they saying it's 16%. That's lower than what Haney did to him. All right, let's get something straight. Haney's going in there with 2 divisions under his belt. Frank Martin is going up there with a resume. And he doesn't really have a notable name on his resume. You know what I'm saying? Michelle Rivera was in the development stages. Let's don't get it twisted, goddammit. Let's not act like Michelle Rivera was Muhammad Ali in the making. And he was just that crucial competitive fighter that everybody was paying. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Let's not act like Jackson Mourinho just because he fought Rolly Romero for an interim title and was robbed. He's a big name. No. Frank Martin literally had nobody on his resume. Frank Martin was Devin Haney before Devin Haney stepped in there with Cambosis. Just a little separation there with JoJo Diaz. We got to give JoJo his respect. You know what I'm saying? He was a former world champion. I got to give JoJo his respect. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. I'll do that. And I got to give Gamboa his respect because people talk about him in their sleep. You know what I'm saying? So let's just say JoJo Diaz. But my point is, Frank Martin didn't have anything to bring to the table. Nothing. So now the confusion comes into play that Shakur Stevenson is lowballing him, just like in the same facet for which Devin Haney was saying, no, you're going to take 25% and Shakur didn't want it. 2 different reasons as to why these fights fell out, people. Shakur Stevenson wanted higher because he's done more. He feels that he's that fighter. Shakur Stevenson doesn't have to have 30 down fights to negotiate his worth. Teofimo Lopez was doing that shit at 14 fights. No, 15 fights. He was negotiating this shit at 15 fights, y'all. He did that at 15 fights. In the biggest fight of his life, he's negotiating. He's standing strong. He's negotiating. Why are we not looking at the same with Shakur Stevenson? Shakur Stevenson had more divisions than Teofimo Lopez at this point, and talking about the lightweight division. Teo, he started this climb to the top of the lightweight division. He started it. He beat Masayoshi Nakatani, Richard Comey, and then went to Dan Vasil Lomachenko. Shakur Stevenson has 2 weight divisions that he's carrying with him. That's his payload, bro. That payload should get heavier and heavier as years go along. You know what I'm saying? If you choose to go from 35 to 40 to 47, that payload has value to it. With Frank Martin, he's stuck a little bit because, yes, people look at Frank Martin and they have mad criticism for Frank. They feel that Frank, at this point in his career, which he haven't fought hardly anybody of notability, nobody, that he should have took that million. But like I was talking to my colleague, once you start to itemize the payout, it gets smaller and smaller and smaller. And not only that, we're talking about the reduction plan is just people that he has to pay off the rip. Then you need to talk about Uncle Sam. So maybe Frank Martin was looking at how many people he actually got to pay out, how many people he's actually signed to. And he looked at the money with Shakur Stevens not being that lucrative for him. It's not going to benefit him that much. And then it was going to be a tough fight for Frank Martin. Real talk. It was going to be a tough fight for him. And potentially he might have lost that O. So The difference between these two, like I said, Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney never had an agreement. Shakur Stevenson and freaking Frank Martin had an agreement. But like Bob Aaron put it out there. Once they sent the contract over there, they didn't get no response. How? Why? Who was up here in Frank Martin's ear? What was the purpose of doing this? It's kind of giving me those vibes the first time around with Crawford saying he was agreeing to everything. You know what I'm saying? When Crawford was saying he was agreeing to everything, then they'll come up with something else. This is becoming to be a habit over there, bro. Like, we cannot ignore the fact that Crawford said he agreed to everything, and then they came out and they changed the whole year. Frank Martin supposed to, came up with an agreement and the money and all that. And then when the paperwork is in transit, it's NINI. No impact, no idea. And look, I'm not here to defend freaking Frank as far as who he signed with. He signed with who he signed with, dog. Like, he's an older cat and he's trying to get on the track. But, dude, this is one of those fights where it would have benefited you more. In my opinion, it just would have benefited you more by taking the fight. Because Shakur Stevenson is a household name. They consider Shakur Stevenson, I consider him, I call him the emperor. I consider Shakur Stevenson be the next, superstar in the game. If he can get himself out there and become marketable, he'll be the next superstar in the game. But when it comes down to, him being a bigger name than you, Frank Martin, if you felt confident enough to go in there and you say, I could have went in there and beat that guy, you should have did it. Now you totally release yourself from liability, and we don't even know who you're going to fight next. Now Shakur Stevenson potentially may get Emmanuel Navarrete, who's a 2-division champion, just like Shakur Stevenson is. And he's coming off a thrashing of Oscar Valdez, who Shakur Stevenson already beat. Now they have a backstory. Now Shakur Stevenson is going to elevate his Wall Street. Shakur Stevenson is going to elevate his Wall Street because he's about to go in there and face a higher tier name than you, Frank Martin. And then once Shakur gets finished with this fight with Navarrete, he's not going to go looking for you no more. It's like, see, these gateways in boxing open for a reason. They don't open for everybody there, Frank. They don't open for everybody. And just because you're standing behind the gate doesn't mean, you're looked at as being this person of importance, because you can just be visiting. You know what I'm saying? You're over there in man down promotion, and nobody's really looking at you as being an owner of anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not making those moves. You know what I'm saying? You're just a microcosm over there in that environment. There's a lot of moving pieces, a lot of shakers and movers. And you're not doing no shaking, and you're not moving. We was expecting you to fight Shakur Stevenson, and we was looking for a good fight. You was looking a little shaky in your last outing, but sometimes people level up when they fight competition. You know what I'm saying? The caliber of Shakur Stevenson. Sometimes they level up, and you could have leveled up and had the best fight of your life. But now that's out the window. And I don't want nobody to get it misconstrued. But if you're thinking that Shakur Stevenson did him dirty when he was complaining about Devin Haney giving him 25%, totally opposite. When you're talking about coming up with a reasonable conclusion to problem solving, when you're comparing these two situations, they're not even close. You cannot compare Frank Martin and Shakur Stevenson. You cannot say that Shakur Stevenson and Frank Martin was pretty much in the same playing field when Shakur Stevenson was in there trying to negotiate and say, no, I'm not taking 25% from Devin Haney. That's not even true. That's not even nowhere close. Frank Martin hasn't even won a championship yet. He doesn't even have a Jamar Herring on his record. He doesn't have a Jamar Herring on his record, bro. I'm just talking about a champion. Shout out to Jamel Herring Simplify. He doesn't even have him on his. He doesn't even have an Oscar Valdez, bro. But I guess with Frank Martin, this is what I peep out. I think what's gonna happen, they're gonna attempt to put him on the railway and move him accordingly from station to station, and give us somewhat like what we see going on with Rolly Romero or something. They're gonna just move them into position to potentially get a title shot out of the blue. They probably looking at it like, once these belts become available, don't worry about it, Frank. We'll get you a belt. Look, we did for Rolly. You know what I'm saying? It's Frank is gonna get a freaking belt. Once these belts become open, somehow, some way, they're gonna get him a title shot. So they probably looking at it like, okay, we're gonna get you a title shot, and it's gonna be way more money than what you would have got with Shakur Stevenson. But sometimes, Frank, you have to take that stance like you did when you was in Vegas. You feel me, big dog? I got respect for Frank, because he come off as that dude that, like, you know what I'm saying? If you with it, I'm with it. When Frank was going, back and forth, Keyshawn was talking this shit, Frank didn't look around for his people. Frank was walking by himself, and he was talking this shit by himself. He wasn't worried about nothing. You know what I'm saying? And he was talking this shit. I felt that, he doesn't seem like he's a soft ass nigga at all. Like, he doesn't give me that vibe that he's just out here being a mouthpiece and just talking shit. I just hope he cleans up some areas of his boxing, you know what I'm saying? His entire cachet. I hope he cleans that up, because he's gonna need it if he's to damn compete with the higher tier names at the lightweight division. But at the end of the day, y'all, you can't say Shakur Stevenson did Frank Martin the way Devin Haney was doing him. It's totally two different. And also, we can say a lot of things about the way Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson were treated. First of all, when it comes to negotiation, we seen the shit play out with Crawford and Spence, how they didn't like, it was this non-likable relationship going on here. Supposedly it was respect, but all the other people that's involved, it wasn't a cordial type of freaking relationship during the negotiations the first time. So you seen people trying to lowball the shit out of Crawford. Now we have Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson. There's no love lost right here. They're at each other's throats. So of course, when it comes to the Haneys, they want somebody to feel their pain. That's supposed to be, close to them or whatever. Or somebody that they know, somebody they can really shove it to them. Like they used to say, stick it to them. They really want to stick it to Shakur Stevenson. You know what I'm saying? And to them, they probably looking at 25% and saying, okay, I'm not, we're the man. I'm the man up here. You're not. And that's what I'm giving you. Do I think that's a low ball offer for what Shakur Stevens has been able to accomplish up to this point? I do. I think he rates more than 25%. And then also, someone needs to show Shakur Stevenson how to negotiate. He needs to get with a Teofimo Lopez. He really need to get and understand how to maneuver your way through the minefield, how to jump over certain obstacles instead of climbing underneath them. You know what I'm saying? He really needs to get with the right people and learn how to negotiate. Now I know he signed with Jay Prince and everything. I'm just saying, him as a person, he just really needs to clean that up. You know what I'm saying? He really needs to clean it up, and so it can get taken care of. These three guys, they have content creators and social media buzzing for all the freaking wrong reasons. Haney, Shakur, and Martin all have in common no freaking contract between each other. None. That's failure right there. They may look at it like it means absolutely nothing because it didn't cost nothing, but really it's a bad look. Those are three black fighters that couldn't make a fight happen. They couldn't make a fight happen. And I tell people, look how long it took Terrence Crawford to get the money he's getting. Are y'all not paying attention? This man is 35 years old in the game, and he just got his highest payday. And y'all not paying attention. Y'all just gonna go up here and recklessly, loosely negotiate and just treat it like you're kicking the can through the damn empty freaking schoolyard because you're bored. That's not the way to go, man. Y'all need to get with somebody and get educated and learn how to play this game, because this bullshit with the first thing you're gonna do is, oh, let me see, can I lowball? That's gonna bite them in the ass. I'm talking about them, the Haneys. It's gonna bite them in the ass, bro. If they're trying to make everybody else feel their pain because they was in a position where they weren't the first choice, they was the next choice. You feel me? You was the next choice. So you're pretty much gonna get a take it or leave it type deal. And being that they wanted to fight Kambosos because they knew they can beat him, they took the deal. It was a shitty ass deal, but they took it. Now you want to get pleasure out of reciprocating that to somebody else that had absolutely nothing to do with the initial deal that made you feel the way you feel. Bullshit, bro. Let me get to the chat, man. Without further ado, man, big shout out to the hottest chat in the MFing game. Yes, sir. A-side official. You better know it. You know what I'm saying? And don't ever let it leave you. The hottest chat in the game, man. You already know where we at with it. You already know. Quality over quantity, goddammit. Mike 202 on deck. Stevenson can't lose his titles on the scales, then move up and expect 50-50 from a guy that is already undisputed. Okay, let me name this to you, Mike 202, right? And thanks for dropping this comment on there. But you know, whenever I put hot grease at the front of the title, bro, you're gonna get this hot grease for real. You coming over here talking about what somebody don't deserve. I don't know how long you've been watching boxing, but let me enlighten you on something. Fighters losing belts on the scale does not erase or expunge them getting those same titles, dog. What is that supposed to do? You got Shakur Stevenson on a freaking a good boy freaking scale, and you're deducting points on a scale of 1 to 10. You want to rate this man on his good behavior in the sport? First of all, the sport has plenty of fighters that come in from all walks of life. Educate yourself, right? We ain't dealing with no goddamn sacrilegious freaking convent where we go in there and recruit damn Christian fighters and raise them to be killers. That's not where we going at down 202. That's not the way it happened. I don't know where you get off talking about he can't lose his belts on the scales. What is weight? What is that supposed to do? He was still a champion, bro. He is still a 2-division champion. Just because you lose your belt on the scale, did it prevent Gervonta Davis from making the money he made against Ryan Garcia? Are you still going to say, oh, he lost his belt at 130, he can't do shit at 135? Because that's not the case. Where were you at when Tank moved up from losing his belts, not just once, but twice, and he moves up to 135 and fight Gamboa for a belt? I don't give a fuck if it was a Reggie belt or not. It was still a world title, which boxing deemed that title. World. They deemed it to be a world title. So you're gonna say, oh, he lost his titles, but he already had a fight in between. Man, you don't sound like you watch boxing that you seem like you don't watch boxing that much, bro. You seem like these niggas to be talking about Gamboa when he got them hurt Crawford almost 10 years ago, bro. You coming here talking about what Shakur Stevenson expect. Then let me ask you this then. Before Devin Haney fought George Kambosos, who the fuck did he fight? Who did he fight? Why aren't you sitting up here saying Devin Haney can't expect not to give Shakur Stevenson 50-50 when he just took a bomb-ass deal from George Kambosos? What give him the right? He can't expect, to go in here and not allow Shakur Stevenson to get 50-50. And Shakur has more divisional titles than he has. He's a 2-weight world champion. Yes, Devin Haney was undisputed, but undisputed only goes so far, bro. He defended it twice, and that's it. What are you talking about losing the belt on the scales? He already had a fight. And even then, find the criteria, find it in the index where fighters penalized for dropping his belts on the scale. Does a fighter, when they drop their belt on the scales, are they still allowed to fight? It's contingent, right? So let's just say, for instance, that fighter who dropped their belts on the scale was Shakur Stevenson, and he still fought Conceição. Did he win? Yes. Did it go on his box rate? Yes. Bro, what are you talking about? What are you talking about, man? You know you was over here the hottest chat in the game. You can't come over here talking stupid. You can't come in here around us talking stupid like that, man. You're amidst company, bro. You're in the presence of company that follow the sport and know how to intelligently drop an understanding before they even type the shit. They have a clear understanding about the shit you just wrote. They're not gonna do it. You're talking about what happened on the scales, bro. That's long ago. That's long ago. Yeah, undisputed. I said it. So if you're talking about Devin Haney undisputed, how far does that go, bro? He's undisputed. What's next? What's next? He defended his titles twice. What does that have to do with Shakur Stevenson? Devin is a 1-division champion and Shakur is a 2-division champion. Truth be told, be petty about it. How many titles has Shakur Stevenson won? How many titles has Devin Haney won? Yeah, people are going to say that undisputed in the four-bear era, he's done something. You know what I'm saying? He's done something special. Cool. But you also have Tank Davis, who haven't even, became undisputed yet. Nor did Canelo Alvarez until recently. So you can grow and make the money without sitting up here trying to compete and be like other fighters. There's a method to the madness. And when it's all about monetary, it's all about how you move to get to that point. And Gervonta is showing us that he's moving a certain way. He's making the money. He don't have all these damn titles in his possession right now. Are you going back and saying Gervonta Davis, he didn't deserve to come up here to 135 and have an immediate title shot just because he lost his belts at 130? Come on, man. Did you say it's not cool of him to drop back down and fight Leo Santa Cruz because he lost his belts at that division previously? Come on, bro. You're not making no sense. What's going on, Ben? How you feeling? What's good, WCS in the hottest chat? Can't say Shakur is wrong. Aaron said Top Rank gave Martin what he asked for, 5 times his biggest payday. They still refused to sign. Can't blame Shakur for that. Yes, sir. Yes, I was speaking to my compeer earlier. And yes, we were discussing this about how Bob Arum was on Blue Blood Sports channel. He got the exclusive, and how Bob Arum stated that he was giving him that amount more than what he ever made. And when the paperwork was sent by the stork landed and dropped off the package, and he was just waiting for a return, and they had to call the stork back to the headquarters and have the stork explain why he doesn't have a package in his beak. Christopher White on deck. What's good? I see you. Jessica on deck. What's good? What's good? In the building. Salute WCS in the hottest chat in the MFing game. See, you know what? I'm not trying to get the ladies to start, talking like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you got a church background, you know what I'm saying? Or I don't want to be a bad influence. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna knock it though. I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you. Hottest in the MFing game. You better know it. You better know it. Appreciate you pulling up though. Samuel on deck. What's good? W says salute and the hottest chat in the game. Recognize that shit. You know what I'm saying? Quality over motherfucking quantity. Frank Martin is a quack, quack, quack. The end of story. Okay. Hey, I'm not sitting up here putting up any resistance on Frank Martin ducking Shakur Stevenson. You know what I'm saying? Shaw News called him a sucker. It's just something about being called a sucker. What when somebody call you a sucker and you did some sucker shit, man, yeah, it sticks. It sticks different. You know what I'm saying? It does. It sticks different, bro. I'm not gonna lie. It really sticks like super glue. Seriously. You know what I'm saying? On your eyelids, nigga. Come on, you know. And let's take this down. Let's get down to it. Let's get down. Let's get down. Let's take this down. Frank Martin, right? Let's take this comment down. We'll get back to you. Frank Martin said, I ain't ducked shit. So Samuel, I don't know if Frank Martin was talking to you. You know, I don't know because several people said that. You know what I'm saying? Several people saying he ducked. I don't know who he was referring to, right? But the ghost, you know what I'm saying? People look at you kind of funny right now. You know what I'm saying? Because they feel that you got ghost. You know what I'm saying? This Frank Martin, you knew you was gonna get the hot grease, shawty. You got ghost on Shakur Stevenson, man. Come on, man. You can't come over here to my I didn't duck shit. That's not gonna work. Because if the paperwork was flown over by a well-trained professional stork and they delivered, there's video out there, Frank, of you all removing the package from the beak, and you all reading over the paperwork that was sent from Top Rank, and you all went inside and was never to be seen again. That's called getting ghost. That's called getting ghost. So you come in here to my induction, I don't know, bro. I think it's fitting. Then he says to my fans, I want this fight just like y'all. And I never asked for no 50-50 split. So let's go. Let's just say Frank didn't ask for a 50-50 split because that's pretty much what they saying Shakur Stevenson was asking for. Let's just say they lying. If by chance you disagreed with something once the paperwork was sent, why? And this goes to Shakur Stevenson too. Why didn't you two send a counter offer of something? Why just go and get ghost? You couldn't return some type of activity? What the fuck are we talking about? You couldn't return something. Bob is like N-I-N-I. You know what I'm saying? I mean, who told you? Who took the paperwork from you? Was it Spence? Who did it? Who stopped you from returning that paperwork, Frank? Who did it? Who ran it? Who ran you up out the room, man? Because they say they didn't get shit. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there. Diddy James be Daffy ducking comments. EJ be Donald ducking resumes. Now, Martin Howard and Darkwing ducking that Shakur smoke. He did indeed, Samad, duck Shakur Stevenson. He did. He ducked him. He did. He really did. Because, look, Bob is on record as saying they sent the paperwork, but there was nothing in return. So, with that being said, I'm curious to know what happened internal to those walls. Like, who was telling you not to say anything and we're going to take care from here? Let us handle the rest there, Frank. We're not going to respond. Just chill. They'll be okay. This happens all the time in boxing. Who told you to do that, Frank? And did they kind of brief you on how that shit was going to look? Bro, you took a hit, man. It was cats out here really fucking with you, like saying, okay, I want to see Frank go in there and fight Shakur. This is his coming out fight. We want to see you, man. We want to see somebody go in there and test Shakur again. You know what I'm saying? Let's do it. And then you just got ghost, man. Maybe you should change that. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you, Frank. There's a lot going on over there where you at, especially with your promoter man down. You know what I'm saying? Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. These damn tags y'all got, these hashtags, y'all not living up to them. But I can say, petty wise, you living up to yours. You did get motherfucking ghost on Shakur Stevenson. You absolutely did. And then your promoter man down, he was absolutely man down. And then the rest of the Lions, Anyway, on to the next comment, dog. That is be wild to me. That's the only thing they bring up, man. The only thing, bro. That's it. You know what I'm saying? It don't look. You got to shake your head. You know what I'm saying? You got to shake your head yes and nod. Look, nod your head no. You know what I'm saying? Shake your head yes and nod your head no. You know what I'm saying? This shit is confusing. I mean, god damn, dog. He can still get his chance at 135. It just won't be against Haney right now. In my opinion, losing your titles on the scale is unprofessional. So let me get this straight, 202. Because I used to be up in the 202. I did. The 202 is my old stomping grounds, by the way. You see some grown ass, probably like, 25, 30 years old, looking like me. That's yeah. I used to be over there thick. Anyway, let me ask you something again. I'm assuming you've been with the sport more than 96 hours. Let's assume in 202, you've been with the sport more than 96 hours. So therefore, being that we establish a shallow timeline as to how long you've been following the sport of boxing, how are you using the word unprofessional when it comes to being unable to make weight? Is it unprofessional when a fighter misses weight the first time, but yet he makes weight in the allotted time? See, from somebody who was actually at the fight, they was trying their best to lose the weight. If you get to a point where your physical anatomy can no longer match the requirements in that weight class, that means balancing the scales out to meet the weight limit. And you're doing everything and everything. Now you have to make a command decision tool. You have to say to yourself, I need to try to drop this 1.5 pounds and drain myself all the way down and potentially go in there and take an L. So therefore, let's just say you drain yourself down to make the weight. You exhausted, fatigue. You don't think the rehydration would do you any justice, and you go in there and take your first loss. Now, Constantino, he's the champion, and he's handed you your first loss. Or do you say, I'm just going to drop the belts on the scale so I can be healthy enough to go in here and maintain my undefeated streak? What is more important? In that particular scenario, I would say the undefeated streak, because he's planning on moving up anyway. Shakur Stevens said, okay, I'm planning on moving up to 135 anyway. So why would he go in there and bleed himself out, take an L in the same light, drop the titles, and lose in the same night, and you're about to head up to the division? Come on, bro. Unprofessionalism in the sport of boxing is absolutely hilarious. The shit that goes on in boxing, and you're talking about we're saying the judges. What about the judges who screw fighters over? Is that unprofessional? What about the referees who act like they're blind and dumbfounded and they don't see certain fouls play out in front of them in the ring? What happened to the referee when they screw over a fighter and stop the fight early when the fighter's getting their ass beat and they rob that fighter? They stop the fight and rob fighters. Is that unprofessional? I mean, this is boxing, bro. Is it unprofessional for a fighter to bite off the ear of his adversary just because they're in the ring fighting? Is that unprofessional? Or that's sort of cannibalistic and on the borderline of being criminal? You let me know there, Mike. You let me know. You let me know, bro. So you telling me that was $24 million Devin versus Shakur? I'm gonna move past that. Take is I guess you meant Tank. Tank is a household name, bringing in the money, so it really don't matter about him losing his belts. The belts don't make. So this is where we at again, brother. Let me reread what you just said. You say Tank is a household name. So give us a timeline on when Tank became a household name. Okay. Because we're talking about him losing his belts at 130 when he wasn't a household name making that money. He wasn't making that money. He wasn't bringing in the money. He wasn't. He was just getting paid money like everybody else. We're talking about 130. When was he making money? When he was losing the fights on losing on the scales. When was he making all this money? And I'll show you where Crawford was making all that money when he was fighting Victor Postal. When he was fighting Ricky Burns. When was Tank making all this money? You just going off the Ryan Garcia fight? Or did he start making money with Hector Luis Garcia? Roller Romero? Because we know Hector Garcia and Roller Romero, you know what I'm saying? Those are two world beaters right there. Is that it? Or did he start making that big money with Isak Cruz? I need some timelines, bro. Help me help myself. I need for you to help me help myself. Explain to me that. The belts don't make Tank. When did the belts not make Tank? Because he definitely had them. The same belts he dropped down to 130, it definitely helped him. It sure did. It helped him. He lost a couple of times. So since he lost it twice, should he be penalized twice when he was moving up to 135? I don't think it mattered because you're not going to tell me he made a hellacious amount of money with Yorkis Gamboa. You think he made a huge heavy bag with Yorkis Gamboa as his first fight at 135? Come on, man. Come on, not even. Whoever's lying, you got to understand this, bro. I'm not getting into how Bill Haney them and Devin play, you know, the word game out here on social media and say what they say. I'm not getting into all that. I'm not. All I'm saying is if Shakur Stevenson say he didn't want 25%, he should have countered. And if he really wanted to fight, he should have just held strong, 10 toes down, and try to make the fight happen. Just saying you're not doing the 25%, you want 50-50, and they say you're not getting 50-50, then counter them. What would you take in between 50% and 25%? What would you take? Would you take 30? Did you try to negotiate 30? You know what I'm saying? Come up 5%? 35? I mean, come on, man. There's options out there, bro. I'm not worried about who is on Haney's resume. He negotiated with Bob, and everything worked out for him. Man, it's amazing how you believe he negotiated with Bob, but the two fights that people know him for getting the belts was a subpar marginal set of numbers. Everybody knows that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows that was a bowl of fecal matter. In so many words, he was defecated on. In so many words, slang, he was shitted on when it came to negotiations with Gambosis. Come on, bro. You're going to say he negotiated, everything worked out. No, it's almost like you're just trying to spread some icing on a bowl of shit. You're trying to put some goddamn sugar cane on a bowl of shit. And you're trying to spoon feed that shit to people. Words of wisdom, what's good? Rafael Washington on deck, what's good? Salute. DJ7 on deck, what's good with you? Peace to the chat. Peace, WCS. Peace to you, brother. Why Shakur ain't got no fights at 135 and deserve a belt? Okay, so therefore, I understand we have Shakur Stevenson's insurgency that's going on over here. And it's all good. But peep this out. Where are you all coming from with deserve and talk about he ain't got no fights? What do you mean? I can't entertain that, bro. You got to come over here like you have a level of intelligence about the sport. How do you say he ain't got no fights when Devin got the fight and he only had JoJo? Pretty much the JoJo Diaz. Devin Haney, I mean, you're talking about how did he get his belts? I know that's old news, but how did he get his WBC title? You want to talk about who don't deserve and all this based off how Devin got his belt? Did he deserve to face George Cambozo? Did he deserve it? Just because he had a belt? Did he deserve that title shot with Cambozo? Did he? Shakur Stevenson, a two-weight world champion, and you saying it don't mean shit. It don't mean nothing. All of a sudden, we have casual boxing fans acting like the belts just dissolve and go away. You know what I'm saying? They no longer are relevant just because a fighter loses the belts on the scales. That absolutely mean nothing at 135, bro. And he's had a fight already at 135, which a lot of fighters have fights when they're moving up. You know what I'm saying? They have tune-up fights. They have fights in between according to who's available and who ain't. Everybody can't do what Crawford did. You know what I'm saying? Crawford moving up 40 to 47 and get a immediate title shot. Everybody can't do what he did. But are we forgetting what Shakur did from 26 to 30? Okay. Sticking boys. Fishing and sports on deck. What's good? Diddy J said, we can't take 3 L's in a row. Duck season at its finest. Talk to a sticker boys. I've been trying to keep Diddy James on because that's my next topic. You know what I'm saying? I got to talk about Crawford's situation. But I've just been trying to catch up on the chat. Shakur easily a lose-lose for Frank. Shakur easily a lose-lose for Frank. Shakur is a lightweight technically and officially. And so is Frank Martin. Through the lens of the trenches, what's good? W says, what up, OG? Lava's chat in the MF and gang. Had to stop and receive some of these boxing gems you be dropping. Appreciate you. And I like that name, Through the Lens of the Trenches. Come on, man. Come on, man. That's a classic. That's a classic one right there. I ain't gonna lie. I'm rocking with Through the Lens of the Trenches. Come on, man. Randy, what's good, man? What up with you? Frank is a man down fighter, so he probably wanted 70-30 to fight Shakur. If EJ versus Bud, negotiations with anything to go on. I see where you're going with it. And listen, once again, like we was holding Shakur Stevenson accountable there, Toby. Why wasn't a counter offer presented? If you wanted to fight the man, at least send a counter offer. Just don't get ghost. What we doing, man? Everybody was damn bragging about this shit. Oh man, boxing in 2023. I love her. I love boxing, man. It's just she treated me so right this year. I'm getting what I want. I feel like I'm actually coming together as a person. You know what I'm saying? I believe I'm actually spending my time wisely in 2023 when it comes to putting this effort into boxing. I love it. And then all of a sudden, all we hearing is negativity. This fighter ain't freaking accepting this offer, and that fighter get with another fighter, and that fighter ain't trying to accept the offer. It's some shiesty ass shit going on. Real talk. It's some shiesty ass shit going on with boxing, man. For real. That's all I can say. It seemed like the flowers was blooming. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like you can smell the road. Man, I just can't wait till that next fight, man. I just can't wait. Boxing is really, giving us the goods right now. It's treating us right. Now, all of a sudden, it doesn't seem that way, bro. It seemed like we are beneath a freaking flock of seagulls who ate the wrong shit, and they just goddamn letting that shit out on top of us. You know what I'm saying? It just seems like we're being shitted on, bro. You know what I'm saying? It just seems like all that sunshine has went away. It ain't no sunshine. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no sunshine, man. Boxing, once again, Hafiel said, Frank might as well fight Keyshawn. Keyshawn's a silver medalist and has fights at 135. And so does Frank Martin. Why do y'all keep saying that? Okay, I know you didn't say Frank Martin didn't have fights at 135, but yeah, Keyshawn has fights at 135. Kudos. But once again, was Keyshawn the first option? I'm saying Keyshawn has a fight coming up at the end of the year, just to throw it out there. Keyshawn has a fight already locked in, like what, for October, something like that. So he's out of the question. That's probably why his name haven't really popped up. Who's next? I think Shakur Stevenson was a good pick. But like I said before, if the amount of money you receiving wasn't enough, why didn't anybody come up with a counter? I can tell you, they didn't want him to fight Stevenson. They probably felt it was a dangerous fight, and it wouldn't be beneficial to him getting bigger fights at his age. I'm talking about for now, because he's right here at that point in his career where he has to make some moves, and those moves have to benefit him monetarily. It has to. Not to mention some credible opponents, but those moves have to benefit Frank, man. Cape Man P on deck. What up with it? We global. Yes, sir. WCS in the chat. No doubt. Shakur needs at least some real fights at 135 before being ranked in the top 10. Shakur rank is ridiculously high. I don't know where y'all come from with what he should be doing. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where you say he needs at least some real fights. A lot of people didn't think Gervonta fighting Gamboa was a real fight. He had already taken losses already. You know what I'm saying? Like, Gervonta moved up and fight Gamboa. That wasn't a real fight at 135. That wasn't a real fight. Was Hector Garcia a real fight? He moved up from 130 35. What did Hector Garcia do to get a fight with Gervonta? What did he do? Huh? What did Hector Luis Garcia do besides beat the brakes off Chris Colbert? What did he do? Huh? Somebody explain to me that. What did Hector Garcia do to get a shot with Tank Davis? He didn't do anything there, Raphael, but you're not mentioning him. He sure enough got a shot at Gervonta Davis. Why wasn't you out here with your camera phone light on? I mean, with your light on your phone, and y'all out here having candlelight visuals and shit? Why you weren't singing that? He moved up to 130 and didn't do shit. What about Rolly Romero? Rolly moves up, coming up a knockout. What did he do at 140 to get a title shot? I mean, that shit can float around forever and a day, man, on how certain fighters are moving and getting opportunities. It all depends, bro. Bob said it was over 6 times more than Frank's highest purse. They agreed to pay him. Frank was getting paid good to fight Shakur. Unless Frank fights Tank for the WBA, then this doesn't make sense. 40% Frank should take. That's if he was offered 40%. Shout out to the LAB, man. Q in the building. Lost Art of Boxing in the building. What's good with it, brother? What's been good with you, man? Frank has less than 100 fights, amateur and professional, so his age is not a factor like fighters who fought since they were 8 or 10 years old. So you are a unqualified physician who is saying just because somebody had a quantity of amateur fights, he is somewhat preserved in his professional. Like, dude, do you know that age waits for no one? I understand where you at with it though, bro, Raphael. I get it, man. I understand where you at with it. Because you're basically saying he doesn't have the tread, you know, he hasn't worn down the treads, you know what I'm saying? He ain't goddamn has a lot of miles like a Vasyl Lomachenko, Gennady Golovkin, with a point where at his age right now, he'll be on the decline. I get it. But still, speaking on common terms that we look at in life, he is getting up in age. You can say what you want about him. It doesn't work that way, bro, for everybody. Just because he had, those amount of amateur fights and you think that he's kind of preserved at his age, right? Bro, old is old. Once you get old, you're getting old. Yeah, there's been certain fighters that can defy the odds. Is Frank Martin one of them? I don't know. So I can't totally refute what you're saying as if it don't make sense. I can't 100% in its totality put that in the recycle bin. I know where you at with it. But still, when you get old, dog. But Cape Man P, I'm talking about Hector. People asking, what has Shakur done? And what did Hector do to get a fight with Tank? What did he do, bro? What did Tank? Look, the only thing Tank had going on at 135 was that he was a WBA Reggie champion, right? But what did he do to get a fight with Mario Barrios at 140? I guess it was a champion versus champion, right? I mean, come on. Come on, man. I'm going to talk and switch it up a little bit to the man himself, the creme de la creme, the pound for pound, the clone killer himself, out of Omaha, Nebraska, Terrence Bud Crawford. 40 bodies, 0 defeats. He has been on a tear lately. Okay. So this tear, for whatever reason, he's on this tear. Let's try to figure out how somebody has pissed this man off. I guess when you see other people getting beat with the strap, it don't affect you as much because it's not you that's feeling that strap come across your backside. So when Spence was getting hit with that strap in the ring, I guess for us, we saying, shit, dog, I'm glad that ain't me, man. I'm glad that shit ain't me, dog, for real. Hey, let me get some of that popcorn right quick. God damn, he beating this motherfucking ass. God damn, if I would have known this, I would have brought some goddamn extra ice with me, dog, and some Neosporin ointment. He beating the shit out that nigga for real. Terrence Crawford has somehow been pissed off once again. Why? Because he's paying attention to what you naysayers and haters are doing out here so freely in the general public. Terrence Crawford recently tweeted, they say the cream always rise to the top. And it looks like I'm the last man standing. I know y'all mad about it, but it's not my plan. It's God's plan. I get where he coming from, though. I get where he coming from. Look, he says God's plan. He says God's plan. He said, y'all created a whole term. He on the wrong side of the street. When in boxing, have you ever heard some shit like that till I moved up? See, he has an absolute solid point. He's assessing this situation like it should be. It's a bunch of bullshit. We knew who was damn pushing that narrative. We knew it was a way for them to drive a wedge in the understanding of these gullibles, freaking casual boxing fans that was out here willing and able to believe anything that they read. Yes, he's talking to y'all. He's talking to y'all. You said the man was on the wrong side of the street. Also, your admission that you chose to take the easy route because your people told you that we can make those fights happen in-house and we can get you all the leverage that you need. And by that time, we would have figured out how to lift that WBO title from Terrence Crawford, even if it required breaking into his home and seeing if it's somewhere laying around and stealing it. They wanted that man to take the easy route, and God damn it, he took the easy route. Errol Spence took the easy route. They created this on the other side of the street to get people to feel comfortable that don't worry about that dangerous Omaha monster over there. He's on the wrong side of the street, and per the business of boxing, we can't make that fight happen right now. We'll see sometime down the road. So when he went in there and started picking up the WBC and wrote the manifesto out and everything like that, and then the WBA, they was busy trying to plan. When it got closer and closer, they was busy trying to plan a heist. The shit never happened because they underestimated how good Crawford truly was. They never thought that man was great. So they felt that by the time we get you that WBA title, bro, I guarantee it, Spence, you aren't going to be fighting Crawford. We're gonna send somebody in there to get that title. Don't you worry about a thing. All right? All right, you trust me? Am I not my brother's keeper? Okay, then. All right, I got you. Hey, Kenny, you busy? Yeah, this Al. Is there any way you can have Sean come up and talk to me for a second? Yeah, tell him to hurry up. I'm about to go on the West Wing. Hurry up. Yeah. Hey, Sean, we need for you to carry out this mission. Now, this is very, very important. We will reward you handsomely. What I need for you to do is, there's one belt that I want you to go fight for. You fought for the IBF and the WBC. We want you to go over here, and I don't know how you got to do it. We'll just take care of drug testing. My fault. I slipped up and said. But anyway, I need you to do me a favor. I know you're good friends with that guy over in Omaha. What do you mean that guy? What guy are you talking about? Crawford. Oh, come on, Al. Just say his name. You're confusing me. Okay. That guy in Omaha, I know you're good friends with him, but we need for you to step in the ring and try to get that belt. And we're going to pay you very, very well if you win. You know what I'm saying? Because what we're trying to do, you know what we're trying to do right here. I know you said something about retirement, commentating or whatever. I don't know the case or whatever. You've been doing your commentating. You've been looking like you're getting real comfortable. We need for you to go try to lift that strap off Crawford. Can you promise us that you can do that? Yeah. Have y'all talked to him about it? I'm talking to you, nigga. If I'm talking to you, that means we're going to try to make the fight because we told Spence he was going to take the easy route and he's about to complete this easy route with Udenis Ugas. But we need for you because that fight with Udenis Ugas is way out in the freaking distance. We need for you to hurry up and try to make that shit happen before he fight Udenis Ugas. By the time April come around in 22, that Sean, you're going to be extremely wealthy if you can get that title off that Omaha nigga for real. You can promise us that? All right, then. We need for you to make that shit happen now because we want y'all to get in the ring so we can make this undisputed in April. Come on now. Let's do it. Well, guess what, people? Sean Porter couldn't get it done. Sean Porter couldn't get the shit done. Now, that wrong side of the street has burned. You know what I'm saying? It has burned to the fucking ground. And all it is just a topic for discussion. It's just a topic that we use to talk for discussion. That's it. It's funny how all these fighters want to fight now. But back then, all they could say was, I haven't fought nobody. Now they begging, looking for a check. Can't make this shit up. He is absolutely correct. I don't know how many times leading up to this fight earlier this year where we heard individuals continue to devalue Terrence Crawford's resume. We heard these people continue to speak out against Terrence Crawford and what he's been able to accomplish in his career. We heard these individuals continue to pass around propaganda. We heard these individuals do live streams on social media. And denounce everything that Terrence Crawford had achieved in his entire career, even the undisputed reign that he completed 140. They didn't want to give this man no credit, bro. They put everything to the side. They wanted to brush that shit up under the thickest rug. Put that shit up under there. Yeah, put that furniture on top of that rug. Yeah, we ain't letting that get out. They didn't want nobody to know anything. They say, oh, he ain't fought nobody. Julius and Dongos one shit. Goddamn Felix Diaz one shit. You know what I'm saying? Hank Lundy one shit. Ricky Burns one shit. Victor Posa one shit. Nobody he ever faced. Amir Khan one shit. East Kavalaski one shit. Jeff Horn one shit. Jose Benavidez one shit. Goddamn Kell Brook one shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Nobody. Crawford couldn't do anything right except know how to throw a 1-2. Know how to switch hit. That's the only thing they used to give him credit for. They talk so much shit about this man each and every day to the point when he finally responded and told them that their mama should have swallowed them both. That's how bad it was out here on social media, and it continued to be that way. It's a little bit lighter, but it's still active, and that's why you see Crawford putting out tweets about the shit that did play out previously with how they was treating him. They said that Crawford didn't deserve a fight with Errol Spence because he ain't fought nobody. But yet, Jaron Ennis get an open door policy. Crawford ain't fought nobody. Why at welterweight? And they knew what was going on. They knew Errol Spence was trying to become undisputed. But when it came to Crawford fighting Errol Spence, they said he ain't fought nobody. He don't deserve to fight Errol Spence. So you trying to tell me at 35 and 40 he did nothing, man? Don't nobody give a fuck about that. He ain't fought nobody. He ain't did shit. Real talk. Man, he ain't did shit, bro. So you trying to tell me on this, man, nobody give a fuck about Julius and Dongo. He ain't did shit. I ain't gonna tell you again, nigga. You get closer, man. I'm gonna slap the fuck out of you. Don't come in here talking that Julius and Dongo shit, bro. Don't nobody want to hear that. They didn't want to give this man credit for nothing. Nothing, bro. Did me dirty. Had all these people that don't know anything about boxing, all trying to discredit my accomplishments. Talk to him, Crawford. Talk to him, bud. Talk to him, hashtag clone killer. You ever seen a black Hulk out of Omaha? He's him. Especially after he put that beat down in them paws on Errol Spence Jr. that shook up these damn aerosexuals. They still in rehab to this day, strung out. Them motherfuckers strung out, dog. You think Riddick Bowe sound bad when he goddamn talk. You talk to an aerosexual today, god damn. You subtitles won't even help them motherfuckers. You gotta find a freaking interpreter that's been around these boxers long enough to understand what pugilistica sound like, because these motherfuckers are feeling the effects of July 29th at the T-Mobile massacre. They've never been the same. Crawford says, did me dirty, had all these people that don't know anything about boxing all trying to discredit my accomplishments. He's pretty much talking about Fanon, boxing the ego. You know what I'm saying? Put knockdown, 68 iPad, put them up in there. You know what I'm saying? Julina, put her up in there. You know what I'm saying? Dookie Duke, Dookie Brown. Yeah, put him up there too. Mr. Switch hitter himself outside of the ring, Mr. Blue Blood Sports. Put him up there too. Jew Titan. Yes, you have a spot too. Oh, and by the way, that Roach. Yeah. I don't even need to say his name. Everybody on here that's listening know who he is. Yeah, that Roach. That Roach that be over there always whining and crying. That's the loudest Roach I know in the world, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's the loudest Roach I know in the world. You all know who he is, man. You already know who him. He talking about all them niggas, man. I'm not going through the whole list. You know what I'm saying? Marlo TV. Now, Manager Marty. I mean, you have a slew of content creators that have taken on the costume of being a legitimate bona fide Crawford hater. Crawford goes on to say he hasn't fought nobody, lies, but not one wanted to be so-called somebody. So pretty much what he's saying, if I'm reading this right, I'm decoding this, right? He's pretty much saying that there was individuals that was around that could have fought him. You know what I'm saying? But then that's what he mean by the last one. But not one wanted to be so-called somebody, though. I'm speaking more so of the last tweet blended in with this tweet. There was people out there that could have fought him. They didn't want to fight him because he didn't fight nobody. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like he was a threat back then because his resume did not exude any type of danger. No one got that feeling that, oh man, he's a dangerous opposition because he fought this guy right here. No, they didn't get that feeling. Even Diddy James, he gets mad when people talk about 10 straight knockouts leading up to the fights. He get frustrated. They say did me dirty. They did do Bud dirty. They did clone Killer dirty, bro. They shitted on this man's name like you couldn't shit. I'm talking about worse than diarrhea, bro. Worse than diarrhea. We're talking about the type of shit that come out when you detoxifying your body. Your shit just liquid. That's the type of shit I'm talking about. I'm talking about they shitted on this man every chance they get. Not only that, the thrashing and the massacre wasn't enough, y'all. Errol Spence got beat up so bad that his fans felt the pain the same way he did. But yet, being that they wasn't an athlete, they suffered more than he did. And they still lying over there, goddamn blowing snot bubbles and drooling on themselves in their own home. They still haven't recovered, dog. A lot of them have lost their jobs. Their whole career has changed. You might find these mean motherfuckers working at a Quick Trip. That's all you have to do. Just go on the goddamn up to the local gas station to buy some candy or something like that, and you have that disgruntled cashier, or you find that motherfucker in the back that's supposed to be mopping the floors, and they over there just stand off into the distance. Yeah, that's aerosexual, right? They used to have pretty decent jobs until that damn massacre took place July 29th. Crawford said, had all these people that don't know anything about boxing all trying to discredit my accomplishments. And just to think, Errol Spence was the man, homie. Before July 29th, you was the man, homie. After July 29th, what had happened, homie? We don't understand. Like, when and who boosted you up like that to believe that Terrence Crawford's accomplishments didn't add up to Errol Spence's accomplishments? And the people that he fought on his resume, he did it in such a fashion that y'all felt like he was just going to go in there and walk over Crawford. I get it. Y'all heard me go through this damn road before. I get it, bro. You know what I'm saying? I get it. Y'all heard me talk this shit before. I get it. And y'all felt it was inappropriate. Y'all felt that what I was saying was inappropriate. I thought I was spot on, though. For real, I thought it was spot on. I remember y'all dropping that shit in the DM talking about, man, you don't take boxing serious. You just talking shit talking about he don't have a 0%. But them same motherfuckers would not come back over here and apologize to me. Because me, I actually believe that nigga didn't have 0%. He didn't have, look, how can you say he didn't have 0%? That WCS, that means zero don't have a value. Yes, zero is close to a 1%. I'm thinking he's way in the negatives. So he had to come out the negative and get to 0% and then start the value of having a opportunity, a chance to beat this man. I didn't see it. I'm just saying, I didn't see he had 0%. I didn't give him 0% of beating Terrence Crawford. I didn't. I gave him 0%, bro. And you see the way it played out. But Crawford, just look at it this way. They can get on here and fake this motherfucking, put on this facade and act like they didn't see what went on. They can act like all the criticism that they was giving you prior to July 29th, that they don't or shouldn't give you an apology. But don't think for 1 minute there, bud, that this shit don't affect them. No, what you did to their Lord and Savior. If you think for 1 minute that shit don't affect them as we speaking right now, bro, come on, man. That shit affects the fuck out of them. What you did to Errol Spence July 29th hurt them to the core. You ripped them. You may not see it from the outside where you at. You may not see it, but you ripped them to shreds, bro. They can't goddamn get past this. This is a pain and suffering that's different. This is psychological degradation like they never experienced in their life, bro. It's going to continue to degenerate over and over again and get worse and get worse and get worse. Because they know damn well when they jump their ass on their social media, they can no longer speak on your name like that and talk about all the other bullshit they was before July 29th. Of course, you being a fighter, bud, it ain't left your mind. That's why you dropping this tweet. It haven't left your mind. So imagine the shit they said about you, bud. You haven't forgot about it. But then think about what you did to them. The ones who believe what they was talking shit about with you. Imagine how they're feeling now based off what they witnessed July 29th, bro. If you still putting tweets and this shit happened July 29th, imagine what they're doing in the privacy of their own home. They're in a dark place, bro. They're in a motherfucking dark place, dog. Terrence said all these fighters that was claiming to be their own bosses was hiding behind the term call Al. Now they talking like they can fight whoever they want. Boy, y'all some pawns. Go sit down. So pretty much a lot of us who heard these fighters, they always come out and when asked the question, hey, who's next? Who do you want to fight? I got to talk to Al. I remember hearing this when Crawford went over there and attempted to negotiate without Bob Arum, a promoter who people were saying, oh man, he on the wrong side of the street. He need to leave. So he left. He entered the confines of negotiation to attempt to make this fight. He did. They were saying that he doesn't deserve to get the fight. Now it went from him not having the accomplishments or anything like that to him attempting to make the fight with Al Haney because he don't have a promoter. So pretty much what they were saying, this man should bow down and take whatever they give him, regardless of what the numbers are. Take whatever they give him. If it requires them standing on his neck and jumping up and down for a certain period of time until they get tired and then jump off and say, you had enough? Huh? Okay, that's what you get for coming over here and you don't have a promoter with you. They said that Crawford didn't deserve transparency. He didn't deserve to look at the book if it was going to be about the net pay on the back end. They said this motherfucker didn't deserve shit. He didn't deserve nothing. Charlo was up there. Take what they give you. Learn how to be the challenger. Take less money. Humble yourself. All the slavish talk. This man is going over here. He told people in the last fight, after his last fight, that if Bob couldn't get him to fight while he was with him, he couldn't get it when he wasn't. So he ventured off and made entry to try to make this fight happen. And we're talking about minuscule pay, pennies on the back end net. Not like the shit we saw July 29th. They was scraping crumbs, y'all. And all along, these people was up here. Crawford don't deserve this. Crawford don't know what the fuck he doing. Crawford moving funny. Crawford negotiating in bad faith. Crawford, he's the worst, man. Oh, I hate that nigga. He ain't did shit in boxing. He think he gonna go over there and negotiate with Al. So when he got up and left, they said some dumb shit like, oh, he done pissed Al off. Now you look, I can tell you, these are the type of niggas that when they initially started their job, they was told that, hey, twice a week you have bathroom duty, and look, what we want you to do, you have restroom duty, okay? And what you need to do is go in there and clean it up, okay? That's just part of it. You know, if you go in here and the first 6 months, you know what I'm saying, you have to clean the shitters. That's what we call in the military, the shitters. You have to go in there and clean that. No matter what clothes you got on, I'm telling you still gonna wear that goddamn shirt and tie, but you have to go in there and clean the bathroom. These are the type of motherfuckers that would do that shit for a full 6 months and not say nothing. They're going there and they're getting piss and shit all on their goddamn collared shirt. They bending over, kind of trying to scrub the toilet, and their tie is wagging around in that goddamn water in the toilet. That yellow. You know what I'm saying? And then they going to work. They looking like shit, smelling like shit. And then they start to say to themselves, I'm getting a little frustrated. I'm going to ask somebody else, did they have to do it for this long? Hey, man, how long you been working here? Oh, yeah, been here 6 months yet. So why they got me just clean the bathroom? If I don't see you clean the bathroom, you haven't been here 6 months yet. They didn't make you clean the toilets? I'm going to be honest with you. No, they didn't. They didn't. Maybe I have the complexion for the protection. I don't know. They never made me clean the toilets. These type of niggas that are goddamn just do what they're told. And then there's no promotion out of this shit. There's no promotion. And then they finally get around to somebody saying, hey, man, we used to have janitors for that. They just quit not too long ago. So it's the fact that he had you clean the toilet, man, it's not going to be too many people around here to say they did the same thing you did. What? These are the type of cashiers you're dealing with when it comes to do what you're being told. Learn how to be the dummy. If they tell you something you don't agree with it just for the sake of argument. Crawford been through it all, right? But this is what I like right here. I love this shit right here. I love it, y'all. I love it. He said, my, how the tables are turned. He's talking to DSG. At Danny Swift, you at Keith Thurman would never. Crawford said, and never. He put that nigga on there. You would never, and I mean never, get a shot at the top dog, and that's me. Just mean with it, Crawford. Mean with it. Why, clone killer? Y'all hoe asses didn't want no smoke when I wanted to fight, remember? Now y'all want to fight so bad. Go keep fighting each other like before. What is, has anybody ventured over there in Omaha? Where's the apostles? Where are the apostles? I need some intel. Who? Look. Somebody need to tell Crawford to back away from social media. This venom that he got out there, it reminds me of a spitting cobra. He's doing this shit from a distance. I'm telling you. Who pissed this man off? Seriously, who done pissed him the fuck off? Besides these idiots that's on social media. Who pissed him off? Who has rattled this man's cage? Who has pinched a nerve in him? He is up here talking about never. Crawford said never, goddammit. And look, he prefaced it by I mean never. So he included two nevers together. Two nevers together. That's dangerous, dog. Two nevers together. Never, ever. He's saying never, ever, ever. God damn. God damn, Danny. He know you moved around with Errol too and then try to win that fight. I think Bud knows that shit. Why he call y'all hoes though? Was he trying? Was he trying to get a fight with y'all, and y'all just didn't want that fight with him, man? Especially you, DSG. We all know you was running from the smoke, but Keith Thurman. So it was all a game when Gary Russell Jr. and Devin Haney was going at each other, and all of a sudden they were saying that Keith Thurman wanted to fight Crawford for $10 million. What was that true there, Keefy? Because I just seen you at a fight, and some people was calling you a bitch and all that. You know, I like you, Keith. I like you, bro. I like you as a fighter, but right now, man, like people looking at you like, man, you've been out the ring so goddamn long for the last 6 years that it's hard for people to really latch on to you. So what did you do? Around about what time did you piss Bud off by not wanting to fight him, bro? Were you the one supposed to step in instead of Avanesian? I would have liked that. I would have liked that you stepped in before Avanesian. You know what I'm saying? For real, because now you would have experienced what Errol Spence couldn't have experienced. You would have stepped in there with Crawford prior to him stepping in there with the guy who was calling you out when you was unified champion. You know what I'm saying there? One time, I just wish you would have took some time and just stepped in the ring with Crawford December 10th, that time. I really do. I would rather see you in there with BLK Prime there, Thurman. So these aerosexuals wouldn't sit out here goddamn whining and bitching about Avanesian. If he would have got Keith Thurman in there and beat up on Keith Thurman, then they would have probably gave it a little bit more respect. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to make bitches happy. For real, but Crawford, y'all whole asses didn't want no smoke. Who would have thought Crawford felt this way about DSG when $1 million worth of game called him up and tried to instigate some shit? And Crawford stuck to his guns and said, you ain't fought nobody at 147. Shit. You did your work at 140, but you ain't fought nobody no 147, dog. You lost your belt to Keith Thurman. A belt that you fought for that was vacant initially. Oh my God, dog. I was like, just lay down. He was eating gloves like turkey on Thanksgiving. See? God damn. I see y'all getting into the holiday spirit already. Cat said he was eating gloves like a turkey on Thanksgiving. How disrespectful. I'm up here reading Terrence Crawford. Damn tweet is just disrespectful. Then I'm looking in the chat and people just getting goddamn disrespectful as shit, man. Y'all gonna have these bishops and chaplains and everything down here in the A, man, hitting me up to my are you okay? Just checking in on you because your chat, you know, that's the hottest chat in MF and game. But I'm just saying, like, they was being a little bit hostile. Okay, you got to keep a lid on it there, WCS. Don't let them get out of control like that. I mean, God damn it, they were saying some disrespectful shit in that chat. I mean, God, please forgive me. I didn't mean to cuss. Okay, all right, but dang, just keep a little stronghold on that, man. I say, man, this is the hottest chat in the MF and game. The motherfuckers gonna get out of pocket. They're gonna get out of pocket. Shannon Bridge said James Tony sounded like he was eating a bowling ball. That's what the aerosexuals sound like after the T-Mobile massacre, like they're eating bowling balls. So, Toby, what you're trying to say is that they are used to eating bowls of marbles. So you're trying to say they be putting a spoonful of marbles and trying to have a dialogue? Is that what you're saying, brother? I don't want to jump to any conclusions, but a bowling ball. What is going on over in the UK at this point in time? What time is it, bro? Y'all are absolutely disrespectful, man, for real. These obscenities that y'all are dropping on this chat, man. Dude, it's only Tuesday, man. If you're disrespectful on a Tuesday, how are you going to be when it becomes Friday? Damn. Some aerosexuals still owe niggas money. And that's another thing that LAB, since you mentioned it. You know what I'm saying? The one thing about these aerosexuals that betted all this money, we have seen a disappearance. How much of a coward do it take? Well, y'all niggas betted. Y'all betted money. And we're talking about people who were showing up to these channels on a regular basis. And all of a sudden you disappear. A1 Hoop Zone. You owe me $1,000, man. ETB. I seen where you then deleted my comment, bro. But it's fucked up that at the time we made the bet, he told me you can ask ETB. He can vouch for me. I pay my debts. Okay. So we make the bet. I jump in the chat and I say, hey, A1 Hoop Zone, you owe me, that thou wow. And you deleted my comment there, ETB. Come on, bro. Are you gonna damn substitute? Are you gonna pay up the debt? Because you don't want me to pull that receipt, big dog. He said, ask you when I was over there. I made the bet on your channel. And you said, oh, yeah. A1, he good. He's solid. He this and that. Now that the fight has happened, I didn't get my 1,000. LAB out here, somebody didn't pay him. There's plenty of other people that has abandoned. They've been on YouTube for I don't know how long, and they chose this was the moment to make that bet. They thought they was going to get rich, man. And they gambled motherfucking wrong, just like they gambled going out to Las Vegas thinking they was going to have a parade after that shit and have a chevaux and go live and wear they goddamn shirts. See where you fucked up at? Is not believing me when I said I ain't never seen a fish survive by smoking any type of bud. I ain't never seen a motherfucker survive. But y'all went out here and goddamn bought into that shit, bought the shirts. Y'all headed out there with all your shirts. You had the motherfucker in your back pocket. Y'all was just waiting for the damn results to happen until the second round. They start leaning side to side, LAB. They start singing them slave songs. Down by the river, down by the river. They start leaning side to side and shit. When that second round started, when Errol Spence hit that, they start singing Down by the River, dog. Because they know that was going to become their new home if this fight didn't clear up. 56th round came around. 7th round, them motherfuckers crying like slaves, dog. And you say we free? I don't want to be free now. I don't want to be free. I never thought life would be this way. Errol Spence, you motherfucker. No, don't cuss Errol Spence out now. You niggas went over there, paid all that money, made all these bets. You lost, and you went into seclusion. You was visiting channels that you fucked with. You supported these channels, and you gambled. Where's Ben Israel at? Where are you at? Ben Israel's over. Shalom. Shalom, I know I'm gonna have a crawfish broil. All that shit you were saying, and now you have since became a part of the milk carton industry. You too have became a part of the milk carton industry there, Ben Israel. Where are you at, brother? Where are y'all niggas at that owe people money on this YouTube shit, man? Why y'all do that? Because I know damn well y'all would have been on here acting rough and tough and making all these freaking threats if Errol Spence would have won. Y'all would have been here bragging, hopping up and down, smiling from ear to ear. But no. You know what happened when you fuck with the Joker? Y'all had a smile from ear to ear, but it wasn't a smile that made you happy. It was the disappointment of seeing Bud Crawford slice that nigga up with those left and right. Shing! 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 It was bloody up in there, goddammit. It was a massacre. Don't be mad at WCS for being a little bit theatrical in this moment. I'm just trying to caveat of Crawford's. I'm trying to get Crawford to crack a smile so he can not be so angry at y'all niggas. Y'all sitting up here just being stupid. Don't be haters like that, bro. Support him. Don't be haters. Don't be haters, man. They still trying to say Bud was on steroids. Let them talk, N.O. Because what we know, N.O., is that they was piss tested. We haven't heard no results come back. We haven't heard no results yet. They come back and say, you know what, so-and-so popped dirty. So that's debunked. See what Crawford has did was exalt himself in front of his people. He has changed from mortal to immortal. When a man go up here and affect the lives of so many people in one night, he has pretty much became immortal. Now those wasn't just aerosexuals. You got to get the casual boxing fans that didn't know how dangerous this fight was going to be for Errol Spence. They were just going off popularity contests. But God damn it, when those hands begin to communicate and they seen the violence play out for themselves, and they was waiting for them rounds for when Errol Spence was going to come back and the clone was going to start to take that data and start catching Crawford. You know what I'm saying? You know what they were saying about the clone, about his pressure, that Crawford couldn't handle the pressure, and that jab was going to be like a spear from the damn most lethal Mandingo. They was going to be that spear, that jab was going to be a spear, dog. He was going to be Mandingo that night. He was going to be able to goddamn land that jab and puncture and let out the air of any confidence that Crawford thought he had. He was going to let that man bleed out. That's what they were saying. Crawford didn't have a chance to handle that pressure. He didn't have a chance, bro. He didn't have a freaking chance. Could you imagine how many marriages Crawford actually broke up on July 29th? Could you imagine that? Do you know how many relationships he's destroyed? Do you know how many friendships dissolved because these aerosexuals owe people money and decide to say, I'm going to be a hoe about it and not pay up? It's fucked up, dog. It's fucked up. I'm glad Bud's keeping receipts. Like I said, they must line up and beg for a chance at Bud's sweepstakes. Yes, sir, Samuel. Talk that shit, man. They got to line up just like Bud had to wait. Just like he had to wait, man. Just like I quote my guy Bernie, man. Bernie up here talking about, yeah, they can talk about steroids and shit, but they don't talk about how hard. That means Bud had a hard camp. He had one of the hardest camps he ever had. Maybe it means he worked that much harder in camp to go out there and put on a performance like that. So being that he took the fight serious, that he was going in there with somebody that potentially that he knew was going to be a challenge. Bud did all the necessary things to push himself to different thresholds so he can go ahead and perform the way he did. So the steroid allegations, it's not going to work. It hasn't worked. It sounds good to them. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what hoes do. That's what they do. They don't want to take accountability for shit that they was talking that wasn't true. They want to come up with some other shit to try to justify why they feel the way they feel. Oh, there's no way. I haven't seen him do that to anybody else. Okay. Maybe he did that to somebody else because he had his hardest training camp ever. Sounds like a plan to me. He comes back to negotiation after BLK Prime and got everything he wanted. Then he said he made negotiations grueling. Oh shit, man. God damn. Checker say sit down and be quiet. Hey, I agree, how the hell that B-side? That dude ain't fought nobody. How the hell he gonna come over here after BLK Prime, where they say that man wasn't gonna get anything? He was moving funny. He got up from negotiation, went over there to BLK Prime to get a lower tier fighter to step in the ring with, and only to go back and return to a situation that was considered to be a bit hostile. You know what I'm saying? They were saying that Al Heyman would never do business with Crawford. Well, guess what? If Al Heyman ain't the one doing business, it's showtime. That's so sweet. It's too sweet, bro. It's too sweet. Even look, thank God for the individual, if it was Adrian Clark or whoever that basically turned on the lights to Errol Spence. They turned on the lights, yo. Errol didn't know. He was in the dark, man. Look, after they turned Errol on to the conscious part of life in these negotiations, then Errol came to the goddamn press conference. I just want to say this is 3% of the sanctioned body. Oh, now you want to talk about 3% to the sanctioned body. But before, you was up here acting like Crawford didn't deserve this, didn't deserve that. But now you conscious, huh? You WOKE, huh, there, Spence. You've been turned on to the game. Oh, I got it. I got it. You've been turned on to the game. Now you worried about the 3% to go to the sanctioned body because you got 3 belts, 369. You got to pay all those sanctioning fees. Now you concerned about where the money at. Now they telling you that you was set up to lose a lot of money, or not even that, not so much lose, but you wouldn't be earning. This is how much money you would be missing out on. Oh man, Spence was sold on goddamn changing up his management team. Them haters are still mad at Bud because they bet everything they had on Errol. But after watching the T-Mobile massacre, they all had to walk or hitchhike home. Yeah, man. Look, I'm not gonna lie, Toby. I know you a great distance away, bro. I don't know if you watch the news over there in Vegas, but they had a lot of motherfuckers in Death Valley. Death Valley is, some of them was in California. So to get from Vegas to Cali, you got to go through Death Valley. They found a lot of skeletons out that motherfucker. Them vultures was sitting over there, goddamn, just drinking wine and shit, happy on the motherfucker. They was full. They say the vultures couldn't even take flight. They were so full. That's what happened when you get greedy. Literally. Them aerosexuals got greedy and they had to hitchhike home. They didn't have enough for Uber. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucking shit in the negative, insufficient. They said, man, you know what? Man, let's do it for Errol, man. Let's try to cross this Death Valley, dog. Let's try to do it. Man, you sure, man? People, it's been folklores that people don't make it out of here, man. Fuck that, dog. Maybe we can find some work along the way, man. I'm broke, nigga. I'm broke. I'm broke. Shit. Damn it. But one person that wasn't broke was goddamn Errol Spence. He wasn't broke. He got paid, and that's who they should have went. They should have went and said, hey, Errol, hey, man, we was fucking with you hard on social media, bro. Can you do us a favor? Just let me get $5 there. Give me $5 so I can get off the block, man. $5. Get me off the block, Errol, please. Sammy said these content creators and some of the PBC fighters be on the house nigga ish. Yes, sir, master ish. Why? Only in our community. We the only ones who can get dollars together without putting us down. When will it ever change, bro? When will it ever change, man? When will we be able to make this shit happen, bro? Without all the contentiousness, without all the backstabbing, the cutthroat. When will we be able to make this shit happen, bro? When? Look, they just had a football game where they had AI walking around. I'm telling you all, man. Those of you that's going to be young enough to be around, they have these AI robots walking around amongst us now. I'm telling you, man. Y'all gonna have some problems later on, man. They telling you all the shit that's going on. They have AI robots at football games just walking around. You know what I'm saying? Freaking people out. And look, they're allowing it to freak us out right now. But all of a sudden, we're gonna get used to seeing these robots walking around, not just at football games, but on the streets and everything else, man. Man, hey man, these youngins, boy, y'all have no idea, man. Y'all gonna be out of work, man. Y'all gonna be trying to find jobs, man. God damn, y'all gonna be out here struggling so much. You ain't gonna want to have no kids. You're gonna be up here willing to work anything. Y'all gonna be going in there trying to buy some shit. It's gonna be all AI. Man, the world is changing, bro. The world is changing. I ain't gonna lie. It's a real long walk for some. No wonder they still mad. They are, bro. They're gonna be mad. And then they had to walk through freaking Death Valley there, Toby, with them wounds leaking. They felt the punishment that Crawford delivered on Spence too. They face was swelling up and shit, all bruised, and goddamn strawberry goddamn hemoglobin was dripping off that motherfucker. Oh man, them shit was stinging. They felt the pain too. All them aerosexuals that was in the T-Mobile Arena. I'm seeing them motherfuckers, right? Go live and shit before the fight. You know, they was putting out these live streams. Hey, we on Vegas, yeah. Yeah, we here. We here, man. We about to go in here. Goddamn Errol Spence. Yeah, we with the Texas boys. We out here supporting Man Down, Big Fish. Yes, sir. We smoking on the Bud Pack. Yes, sir, indeed. You know how we coming. Goddamn. So while you here, what's your prediction? Yeah, we got Errol Spence in like 6 or 7. Oh, you sure about that? Okay, all right, right. What you got, man? Yeah, I got Errol Spence, man. I don't think he's gonna handle the pressure. Crawford ain't fought nobody like Spence, man. He ain't having, fought nobody that's accountable for that jab. He had one of the most lethal jabs, man. Lethal jabs in boxing, man. I'll say he stops Crawford in brutal fashion, man. In round number 9 or 10, yeah. It ain't going the distance, man. He gonna stop Crawford, yeah. Man, they was happy until Crawford started to goddamn let them hands negotiate. Crawford began to let his hands negotiate the outcome. I knew right then and there, Errol Spence fucked up. I said, Crawford is negotiating right now, and his hands are negotiating with the facial structure of Errol Spence on how long this fight is going to last. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? If you never seen a left and a right hand negotiate during a fight like Crawford, then replay that fight. His hands was negotiating. Round 5, 6 and a half rounds, around 7, 8. Yeah, it was almost like an auctioneer up in there. They was negotiating when this round, you know what I'm saying, was gonna end. That left and right hand didn't come there to play that night. They was dead ass serious, y'all. They was dead ass serious. Carlos say all the aerosexuals are musty. I wouldn't know. I don't get too close to the aerosexuals because most of the time when you get too close to them, it's just like they just start doing too much. They become extra. You know what I'm saying? They start doing some shit like, bro, why are you doing that? Ma'am, are you okay? Like they just start doing extra shit. They looking at you all crazy. They want to be mean mugging you. You know what I'm saying? They can't stop pacing back and forth. They always biting on their dirty fingernails. They just be doing shit, man, just to buy time. You know, as you notice, also on July 29th, a lot of them motherfuckers Well, they was full of anxiety, man. They was taking that anxiety medication. For real. The motherfuckers were full of anxiety, bro. They didn't know what to do. I remember Marty said on a freaking live stream that when you know Bud Crawford landed that jab on Spence forehead structure, his cranial cap, he turned around and the first person he locked eyes with, and they had a moment, was BFTB. They locked eyes and had a moment, and they was blinking. No. 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 Hey, listen, y'all. That was only the second round. Bro, that was only the second round. And of all the people, he locked eyes with that nigga. Stop. Come on, man. Most of the Errol fans are not his anymore. They are Crawford fans now. I don't know about that because, look, I think they just jumped over the ship to relieve some of that anxiety there, Kate, man. I mean, come on, bro. I don't think they fully came over with the intentions of being genuine. I think they just doing it to the next fight. And then them same motherfuckers gonna jump back where they were because they're gonna see some training video and they can say, hold on. Is that Spence? Oh shit. He got a different strength and conditioning. Oh man, he's looking a little bit sharper now. Oh damn. All right. Okay. Man, I'm about to support Spence again, man. I'm gonna take another gamble. Don't do it, man. No, I'm gonna take another gamble, bro. Man, I think he can do it this time. Look at him, bro. He looks sharper. He looks stronger. Man, it's 154. Bro, if is anything you heard from me, don't do it. Crawford, man, he's pissed. Dude, don't do it. Did you read his tweets? Did you read his tweets? The nigga ain't playing. Hey, Crawford has a hit list. It's only one person on that motherfucker. The clone. Spence the clone is on that motherfucker, dog. Boy, them fools bought $80 t-shirts. Hey, when they was buying them, Kate, I was saying, bro, I never seen a fish survive smoking. Why are you participating in such a fictional tale? Why are you doing that to yourself? You know better, bro. You are past the critical period of learning, my child. Why would you place yourself in that moment to believe that a fish can smoke and still go into the ring and fight? No, that fish is dying. That fish is dying. What is going on with y'all? Well, you didn't say that shit when Crawford was goddamn put out that aqua. Listen. That's more of a reality than a motherfucking fish smoking bud, nigga. That's more reality of him dressing up in Aquaman freaking battle garb and having a shark on the tip of his trident. That's more believable to me. Damn. Even Spence owed Bud his million. So I don't know if you heard that, Jessica, but that was in the concessions, Jessica. I don't know if you heard him say that. It's a video that's out. It's audio and video where a person asked him about the $1 million that they bet. And Errol Spence was on record as saying that he gave him that. That was part of the concessions. He gave that to Bud. I even did a live on it. I say, why are you giving this man the $1 million bet? And y'all haven't even stepped in the ring. The bet was who wins. But already you say you gave him that and then some. So the guy said, how much was it? He said, you know what the bet was? So the guy said, yeah. He said, it was more than that. So he gave Crawford a concession that was more than $1 million. He gave him the bet and then some. I want to ask this letter of the alphabet. Why? Can somebody tell me why did he give him that concession? That's what I want to know, Jessica. Maybe you can find out. Maybe you can find out. Maybe. You know what I'm saying? LAB, they was singing them slave songs over there in T-Mobile Arena. They was goddamn hugging on one another. You know how black people start to hum and shit. Then black people started to hum. They was all in unison, going back to, back and forth. They had their eyes closed. Say, please, please, Father God Almighty, please just let him come back in the 56th round. Please let him turn this fight around. Father, we repent. Yeah, in your holy name, as we sit before you, Father God, we are not worthy. But tonight, please raise us up from the depths of hell. It's hot down here, God. It's hot. It's hot. This nigga Crawford burning us up. Money's low. Man, God damn, man. Crawford set them motherfuckers on fire. Shout out Big Blunts and Boxing in the building. What's good with it, Blunts? Bro. DSG just responded to Bud on X. Oh, he did? Okay. Let me see what he said. Man, appreciate it. See, that's the hottest chat in the motherfucking game. Appreciate y'all. Let me see what DSG had to say while I'm on this mother. Let me see what DSG had to say to that clone killer. Danny Swift Garcia, who you see added on this tweet. And let me remove that. Samad said DSG, Avlac, Duck Bud at 140. Yes, sir. Danny Garcia say, I'm rich, bro. I don't need to fight you. I've been making millions. Plus, I ain't trying to pay all those sanctioning fees. I can use some of that money to buy more real estate. So I felt that was pretty mediocre. You know what I'm saying? If you're trying to return fire on Bud has been on record as saying that he has 40 properties in Omaha and he has commercial property. Once again, Danny Garcia saying, I can use some of that money to buy more real estate. Well, Bud has been on record, as I repeat, as a robot would. He said he has 40 plus properties that he's purchased. He's investing in real estate himself. So good for both of these guys. I'm not gonna lie. Good for them to invest in all that. Good. And Danny saying he been making millions. I'm not here to get in his pockets because he responded to Bud. I don't get into that shit, though. Good for them. But it was okay. That wasn't the type of fire I was looking for, though. Dr. 805 had to explain to his wife why all these bank accounts was empty because he had bet it all on Arrow. I don't think, first of all, I don't think he was a true boxing fan. He just took it upon himself to try to go viral and get attention. Dr. 805, that's not even his tag or anything. They gave him that name from calling in previously to the show because he was talking about steroids and performance enhancing drugs. He wasn't talking about no neurological impairment or anything like that. And also, he doesn't have a single client there, Toby, who was around the age group of somebody in their 30s. His patients, none of his patients. He said he's did neurology test on patients, and they was all elderly. He was a fake, Toby. He was a fake, bro. He was a fake. Shout out to Smoke Session Sports and Entertainment. Salute to you, brother. WCS with the high grease. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No doubt. It's 2 hours, y'all. I gotta bounce, man. Y'all continue. Shout out to my guy Jamal Neezy in the building. What it do, Neezy? He said, I'm trying to start a GoFundMe for all the aerosexuals and then keep all the money. Even read this plan. It would stop these idiots from sending me money. Damn, these be goddamn dropping hammers and sledgehammers on their head, man. You ain't mine, dog. Even if they read your chat, let me just donate, man. He say he needs it. He say he needs it, man. But you see, I don't think he's telling the truth. He's telling the truth. Send it. It's donations, man. Shout out Cobain. I see you. What's good with it, bro? You know what I'm saying? But man, it's my time. You know what I'm saying? It's my time. Appreciate y'all for putting up for the hot grease. Man, y'all continue to tune in to the channel. And remember, you know, we got this fight coming up at the end of the month, man. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even really touch on Diddy James. I'm gonna say that to another live, but we did see Diddy James in the frame. We seen Diddy James in the frame once again. Nigga was drinking water like he just finished worked out. You know what I'm saying? The gym was hot. Okay, he should be used to that shit because supposedly his gym is 400 degrees anyway. That's why they had to go over to Vegas early the way they did. But they was over there in Charlo's them gym, and that shit was super hot. And he was up there drinking water like he had been working out. You know what I'm saying? And once again, we'll talk about it on another day. We'll talk about Diddy James on another day. But y'all hold that shit down. Continue and understand that y'all are the hottest chat in the MF game. A-Side official, man. You already know. Until next time, y'all hold it down. Peace. I'm out.
Left jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best, you gotta show me son. Actions over words, baby boy, is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports.